So what the heck does that video title even mean? I'm a content monster. Sorry for the backlight there, but that's called sunshine. And it's the first time in a while that it has been, it's a gorgeous day out. Like it is, what, March 9th, 10th today. And it shorts and t-shirt weather today. It feels like the end of winter is like right around the corner. Time change happened this past weekend, and now it is light out until like quarter after 7. So good. 7:30 actually almost. Yeah, wonderful. Um, yeah, just wanted to make kind of a little video today talking about um, just sort of being an artist or creative. Let's call it a creative, like being somebody that's creative. So making videos and making music. I'm also a musician. Those are my hobbies, and I've had this discussion with friends and stuff before. My personal definition, like a hobby, for me, a hobby is something that is like chill and relaxing. Like I love playing board games, hobby. Making music, hobby, and making videos, hobby. Reading a book, hobby, right? Um, Things like skateboarding. Skateboarding is not a hobby to me. Skateboarding is a sport or an activity. And just those are two different things to me. Riding, like going out road cycling, sport, inline skating, the gym, sports, those aren't hobbies. Those are sports or activities that I do. But one of my hobbies for a very, very long time has been making videos. And I make a lot of videos. I have, what, 7 YouTube channels, maybe? 6 YouTube channels. I've lost count. Maybe it's even less than that. I have a video channel. Let's see here. The first channel I started was my skateboard channel. So if we go way back in time, way, 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 way back in time, in 1998, I got my first setup to make videos. Prior to that, actually, so going back even a little earlier in 86, I think, 86-ish, I would have been about 12, about 12, 13 years old. I just always wanted to make videos. Like ever since I saw there were home video cameras, I wanted to make videos. I just thought that was the coolest thing, that you could like produce your own videos, like a TV show that you made. And when I was back in around 86, my buddy Troy, his mom had a video camera, and she let me borrow it. And we made just a little skateboard video in front of my house, and had a few little special effects you could do, like black and white, and you could take a snapshot of like a drawing or something, and then like reverse it and superimpose that over like a video or something. So we just made this little video, and I had that on a VHS tape for years. And that was sort of my first experience. And then in around 1998, I really wanted my own video camera, but I didn't have enough money. So I went to this Gibby's Electronics in St. Catharines. And I went to this electronics store, and I bought this old video mixer and titler. They used to call them a toaster back in the day. So this thing, and I had to buy 2 VCRs. And the VCRs, so back then a VCR, you could get a VCR in 1998 for probably like $150. And I had to buy like 2 $400 VCRs, because they had what were called flying eraser heads. And a flying eraser head meant if you were recording from one VCR to the other VCR and you hit like pause, and then you were going to load up another clip on the other VCR and then start recording again, you wouldn't get these like warbly lines that you would get. Like if you remember back in the day, if you recorded something and then you recorded something over that, you would get this like blurred line, like this, like all these little colors coming through in this warbly line that would form. So the flying eraser heads made sure that never happened, but they were $400. So I get 2 of these and this unit, and it was about $2,000. And I put it on financing, if anybody remembers financing, right? So I had to fill out all this paperwork, and then I was making monthly payments, and of course they're bending me over, backwards on interest, bending me over forwards and taking it in, you know what I'm saying? So I get this, my parents are super pissed, but to be fair, and I got a video camera. I got a High 8, back then it was High 8 was like, affordable and something decent. So I got this high 8 JVC high 8 like camcorder. And that's how I started. And we'd go out skateboarding and we would get a bunch of clips and then I would come back. And when you're recording for one VCR, say you want to do like a cool like transition. So the video mixer had different transitions, but you're playing. So this is playing a clip and then you're going to do a transition. You got to like pull this like little slider up. You pick your transition and you pick the little slider and then it'll transition to the next scene. Like it was pretty crazy. So it was like running a mixing console. You had to do all this live as you're making your video, right? So it was pretty wild, but it did the job, right? And that's how I made videos for a couple of years with this equipment. And then I wanted to start a video production company. Long story short, I got laid off from a job and I found out at unemployment when I went to apply for unemployment insurance that they had this young entrepreneur program and you could get a grant to start a business. So I filled out the paperwork and I got it and I started this business. And I wanted to start a video production company. And that's what I did, making sports videos, skateboard videos, snowboard videos, BMX videos, that sort of stuff. So I got this little grant. And then on top of that, I took out a bank loan. And then on top of that, my parents gave me $4,000 because it was around $10,000 to get this thing started. And the biggest cost, around $7,500, if I remember correctly, was a computer system to edit. So in 1998, you had to have a very special computer that was custom built. So this company in Toronto built this system for me. And it had to have it's called a SCSI drive. So it was just a super fast drive because back then hard drives weren't fast enough to handle video. So I had to get this whole custom system built and they gave me a whole week of tutorials. I had to go to Toronto and they gave me a whole week of tutorials on how to use the system. And now through a video card, like a capture card, I would plug in the video camera and then record onto the hard drive. And now I have non-linear digital editing, what's just everybody has access to nowadays, right? But that was a big deal back then. So I start making videos and then the company was called True Motion Video and True Motion Video Productions. And I made a video magazine that came out every 3 months, a quarterly video magazine for skateboarding. And I would go around and film contests and do spotlights on certain skateboarders in the region and people from Ontario. It was all Ontario based and people from Ontario would send their footage to me. I had a PO box and I'd edit all this together. And then every 3 months I put a video out and I had a distributor out of Toronto. So I had to go to these people in Toronto and they kind of interviewed me and I said, here's the product, because they were going to pay for this. And then they would give me royalties. So they got up front, they're paying for the sleeves. So this is still VHS back in the day. They're paying for the cardboard sleeve and doing all of the duplication. And then they're going to ship them out. And my job basically was to produce the videos and then go around to stores and get all the skate shops to buy copies. So I was sort of the producer and the salesperson, and they were just going to handle that end. And then they're going to cut me a royalty of 75 cents on every video that gets sold. And I did that for a few years until basically maybe 3 years later in the early 2000s, Pentium 3 chips came out and video cameras got really cheap. And then the next thing you know, and also in around that time, a lot of high schools started adding video production to their curriculum. So within about 3 years, I had a decent share of the video market for skateboard videos. And then the following year, so this is maybe 3 years later, oh man, 100 new videos come out that year. And they're great videos because now these kids are coming out of high school and they've been taught professionally and they're using better software than I am. And they know how to do 3D titling and they're producing really quality videos. And that was it. I wasn't making any money anymore. And I sort of stopped doing that. I still made videos on my own though, because that's how this all started. And this is a long way of getting around to the point of this video that I create a lot of content. And what can I say? This is my hobby. So if I was doing this for views, if I was doing this because I wanted to be popular on YouTube or something like that, I would have stopped this a long time ago. So here's where we're going to address this. I have my original channel, which is a skateboard channel called True Motion Video. And I will put the subscriber count up here because I don't remember. And I'm going to give you a total subscriber count in the end. Again, I have the numbers, but they're not in front of me, so I'll put them up on the screen. But I have that channel. I've got a channel for my dog training business that I post like dog training advice on and my comments on the dog training world. I have a video that my wife and I had together for traveling in our van. So like a van life channel, if you will. Like we posted like our trips and like, you know, what it's like to travel in a van and do all that sort of stuff. I have my music channel, but I have two music channels now. I have my original channel under Stolen Was My Life, and I produce basically guitar-based music. And then I also have electronic and hip hop music that I produce under another artist name, Earn Jr., and they're on the same channel. And then I started a new music channel with a buddy of mine called Distinctive Sound Experiment, and it's Distinctive Sonic Experiment, and that's where we post our electronic-based music. So we're doing a lot of like techno and house and stuff like that. I have a fitness channel that I started as well. Uh, that I post like because I just recently got certified as a fitness trainer. So now I have a fitness channel where I post workouts and some fitness advice and commentary and all that sort of stuff. So I run several YouTube channels, and it's because they're all sort of different genres, if you will, and none of the content crosses over. Like people don't want workout advice when they're watching a van life video, if that sort of makes sense. So that's why I ended up with so many, because a lot of these channels are very niche. And then I have this channel, my personal channel, we'll call it, right? Midlife Overhaul, talking about all of the changes I'm going through here in the middle of my life. And this one I started, as I had mentioned in the first video, because I wanted a YouTube channel where I felt like I could post anything I wanted, like a video like this. I'm also a musician. And I've got around 120 songs that I've created over the years. And I think I've got 7 albums in total on streaming services. So like proper albums that I've recorded and mixed and produced, and they're on streaming. You can get them on any streaming platform. That's just me. Then I've got a group or a band that I do with a buddy of mine, Keith. And we have 3 albums up. And then I did an old hip hop project with a buddy of mine, George, and we've got our EP posted. So I've got like, you know, between everybody there, I've got like 150, 160 songs posted, right? But across like 9, 10, 11 albums on streaming. And this is just to say this. I put out a lot of content because there's something inside me that wants to create. I want to create music, and I want to create videos. It's a hobby of mine, and I love doing it. But if you look, I have around, I think I have around 1,200 subscribers, maybe, across all my channels, all of the channels. And in total, I think I have around 750 videos posted. So I have almost as many videos posted as I have subscribers. I would say an average video gets about 50 views. I have some that are more. I recently posted a video on this channel, a reaction video to this wild new band that came out called Engine de Poitrine from Quebec, and they've blown up. In the last 4 weeks, they've blown up, and that video went, I would say, viral. I got like 32,000 views on it, and I've answered like 500 comments. But that is an absolute anomaly. That is the outsider. The most I've had on any video outside of that was maybe 1,000 views on some of my skateboard videos. But my average view count, I would say, is between 25 and 50 views. So the point I'm making is I'm certainly not doing this for the views. If there was no YouTube, would I still be making videos? Yeah, I would say probably the person that watches my videos the most is me. When I make my videos, the audience I really have in mind most of the time is future me, like 75-year-old me, looking back on these. These are like, I'm a video guy. I like taking photos sometimes too, but like when people take photos, they put them in a photo album or something like that, or we used to back in the day. And then you would look back on it, right? You would look back with fond memories. You get nostalgic. And for me, that's what videos are. I make these videos because I picture myself in the future being able to look back, and videos for me are a far more in-depth way to sort of relive an experience. Like I find the video puts me more in the moment of that experience, and it helps me remember it and relive it in a way. So I'm kind of always the number one sort of audience I have in mind for these videos. And I will keep making videos. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people watch them. For me, YouTube and streaming services were just a nice place where I could post this stuff so that if I want to share it with a friend, I can. And if even two of my friends listen to one of my songs, or one of my friends or family members watches one of my videos, then that's great. Like, that's cool. Then I've got the audience I'm looking for. And if a video takes off and more people see it, that's great too. Um, and like I said from the beginning, this is more of a video journal, a vernal, this channel. And this is just stuff I just want to talk about sometimes. And I guess if I don't have anybody to talk to about the stuff, I'll just make a video about it. And that's sort of how I express myself. So yeah, I think I'm one of the few people that makes videos and posts them, and makes music and posts them. And then I don't care. I don't really check the stats. I don't care. I don't care what happens to it. It's just like I got it out of me in a way, and like there's like a relief. Like, there, I got it out. That was fun. I'm glad I did that. And then I move on. But yeah, I'm a content monster, meaning I put out a ton of content. I put out a lot of stuff. I have put out so many videos and so much music over the years, and nobody really pays attention to it, and that's fine with me. That's absolutely fine. I do it because I love to do it, and it's my hobby. All right, that's it. That's it for this one, and see you the next time I get a chance to make a video.